I think we are. So, we are playing Kyle is Famous for today. What is this game about? I have no idea. I think it's based off comedy or something, so I thought why not? So, let's just get into it. Okay, let's begin. Kyle is Famous, free edition. I actually already played, I think one ending. Oh, I guess this is where we begin. Wait, are we still dead? Oh my. Well, he just withers away and dies. Well, that's a weird way to open this video up, but let's start. Kyle woke up. He is famous. He indeed is famous. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Whatever that means. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. I have no idea what that means either. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Now, to be fair, those 30 hours might sound like a lot, but considering we spent 30 hours writing 4 questions the last time I played this. We have no time. How did we spend 30 hours just writing 4 questions? Oh my god. That's not a lot. And plus, I kinda know what happens if I press wither away. He must choose his actions wisely. Emphasis on the wisely. Let's get it. Exit the bed, wither away. Kyle has withered away and died. Fair enough. I proceed to wither away, so that sounds amazing, but it can get boring. Kyle exited, you need to read his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. How did we just lose 3 hours? Oh my goodness. Knowing how important his appearance is. Jeans and swimming goggles. That sounds amazing, but let's go with drip. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Knickknacks? Scavenge. Small key. How did it take an hour for him to pick up assorted change? Well, let's not. Those kind of questions are a little too far. Are you a mother? What are some diet tips? Mashed or blind? What's your funniest story? Do you feel guilty? What all this means? Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connected the rooms of his apartment together. I mean, we gotta eat some food. Let's go. Open fridge. Yeah. Eat the fridge, exactly. Oh my goodness. Um, wow. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Carl felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back. Hmm. Nah, I think that's enough meals for one day, man. Return to bedroom. Why would we go back? Check locked door. Okay, let's leave. Okay, finally, the most important interview Kyle is ever going to have. Kyle hurried to the set. 1 minute. 1 minute? My god, I can't speak no more. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach, Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Tempting. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand. Shake hands. After another mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after sitting, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone said. Kyle, looking at the camera, welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle, introduced Rachel. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple of coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Exactly. Kyle stopped, then vomiting again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Do you feel guilty? That's the first question we should ask. Rachel, do you feel guilty? Asked Kyle, hitting her with a hard question. Rachel raised her eyebrow. About what specifically, Kyle? Things. Things in general, life. Rachel did not answer immediately. I think she said that everyone has things they regret, but those things aren't always what others would expect. Rachel folded her hands in her lap and didn't have anything more to say. Kyle asked another question. Beef. A burning question from the fans, said Kyle. Beef. Do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered promptly, mashed. And no more was said on that matter. Are you a mom? Rachel, I, and many others would love to know. Are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question. What's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle. But what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. Yeah, you forgot the cyanide. You need to add that next time. While my family was sick from trying to eating it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I planned on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed, drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Interesting. Well, let's see. Okay, let's try something new this time. I'm not going to just keep reading all of this. I'll just let's speed on this. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Check and draw. I feel like there is some importance to it. When the hell did these CDs? Yeah, sure. Let's go with classical. Back to desk. That's going to be. Is your mother a mother? Exactly. My goodness. What kind of a crunch? What did he eat? Those eggs must have been bricks or something, man. Move to kitchen. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gains a few short-term amnesia. Well, let's go for the interview, I mean. Yep. Whatever. Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Slightly confused but continues smiling. Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name or really anything, pretty much. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. She waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So, why are we here? Rachel was visibly worried. Funny, she said. Weren't you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. She kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel smiled at the camera nervously. Well, she said, let me tell you some knock-knock jokes. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed next day, remembering nothing about what happened. That's one of the endings. The hell? Eh? Wow, these are new options. We can visit the neighbor, we can check the text store, we can return to the apartment. Why would we return to the apartment? I don't know. But let's check the downstairs neighbor. Become Rachel May. What? Didn't I press the classical? Wait, I pressed the classical, man. I didn't press no festival. Are you guilty? Carl threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at you. Are you guilty, man? I'm sorry, Carl, said Rachel. What on earth is this music? It's very well... It's something. It's an old favorite, Rachel, said Carl. This is what I grew up on. It's part of my most special collection. Carl and Rachel sat silently, the music playing in the background. Rachel began to frown. Through the hole stepped several men, dazzling, flamboyant costumes of bright color. They held guitars, pianos, and other instruments. Carl said, the man in front, "We are the band of your childhood." Carl's jaw dropped. Smiling, he put his hands to his cheeks. His eyes sparkled. "We have come to issue a grievance about playing our music on TV without a license." Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. After several hours, the grievances had been sufficiently repaid. The band left through the hole they had created in the wall. Carl lay on the floor thinking about what had happened. Rachel slowly slid to his side. "Are you feeling okay, Carl?" she asked. She had a concerned expression on her face. "Have you ever met your childhood idol, Rachel?" asked Kyle, "the person you looked up to for as long as you can remember." "I can't say I have," said Rachel. Kyle raised both fists in the air. "It feels amazing." How can he say that with a broken face? I don't know. Kyle spent the rest of Rachel's interview chatting happily about meeting his lifelong favorite band. Rachel listened and asked questions politely, seeming unfazed that her movement on TV had been approved. Eventually, the studio was out of time and the broadcast shut off. Kyle and Rachel walked out of the studio together. Kyle was grinning widely. The two said their goodbyes and walked off in separate directions. As Kyle walked home, he felt like the interview had been everything he had hoped it to be. Kyle had gotten everything he ever wanted as a child. So that's 3 endings. We got a few more. Wait a minute. Since when was this here? Kyle knelt down and inspected the old rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked, but had a blade-shaped slot on the top. Since when was that there? Let's see what is in here. Maybe the key. Let's see. I don't know how to open that. Oh my goodness. Carl was glad to see him again, but was unsure whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. What? Deal with Harry? But Harry seemed to not have an appetite. Okay. After eating, Carl noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Carl tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down and time again. This is kinda messed up, but let's just keep going. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Oh my goodness. Kyle had plenty of pocket change. He eagerly approached the ticket window. A love romance. Oh my. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in a movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Oops. No. Well, different ending. Well, now this time we are actually at the neighbor's house. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. Greet and start conversation. Scream and spin. Consume Gabby. I mean, I ate some food already, so we'll eat Gabby later. Greet and start. Yeah. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Let's ask. I don't think this is gonna end different, so. I need to find a use for the key, because clearly they wouldn't just put that in the game without any purpose to it. Let's take dance music this time. Let's see what happens when we become Rachel May. However, said Carl, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is not new to the show. She did not walk in front of, before me. In fact, said Carl, I am Rachel May. Uh-huh. Rachel looked at Carl confused and silently mouthed the words, You are who? Carl stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upward. I have never been Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. I am here before, but but what? Did I have a stroke? I am here for but one reason. Okay, to interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had earlier taken. It was then Kyle remembered that he had not bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. So you can ask yourself this question? Realizing he did not know how to handle this situation, Kyle began sweating profusely. But he continued. Firstly, he said, Is your name Kyle? No! Kyle slammed his fist down repeatedly. Then he stopped talking. A thick, uncomfortable silence hung over the studio. Then the silence did not end. The cameras continued rolling. Nobody moved or spoke. Eventually, Rachel got out of her chair and walked off screen. One by one, members of the crew followed suit. Yeah, okay. Eventually, Kyle was left alone in the studio. Camera still running, silently sitting in frame. Just like me right now. The episodes of Stay Late with Kyle became the longest episode in television history. Kyle continued to sit in front of the camera all night and into the morning, wishing it would end. As evening fell again, the crew shuffled back in one by one, getting in places to fill that day's episode. Kyle continued to sit motionless, cameras rolling as the crew chatted about their days and got in position. Eventually, the crew officially started the new episode. Kyle was prompted to introduce himself again. Kyle had produced an incredible artistic episode. Kyle was artistic. I mean, art is subjective, so I can't debate about that. Okay, skip. Yeah, let's explore the I am Rachel situation. Select suit, yep. So, sit at desk. I purposely ran over. I get it now. I get it. My goodness, the crunch. Steel Techno Gym, exactly. Finding that Techno Gym's cardboard feet were bolted to the concrete. After several tugs, Techno Gym broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. We have Techno Gym. That's all that matters. Let's see if we can... No, I don't think we can talk. Yep. Nah, it's not possible. Even the worst of men are given grace, Kyle, she replied, though they don't deserve it. As she finished her sentence, she gently pushed Kyle away and shut the door. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Interview Techno Gym instead. Ah, yes. Kyle's rating skyrocketed. Exactly. We don't need Rachel in this situation. Techno Gym became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. Kyle interviewed Rachel. Okay, I like that one. This game is fun. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Kyle got up and happily danced out of the studio, arms spread. Oh my goodness, that actually. Although not taken seriously at first, sociologists quickly found that Kyle's claims were true. Somehow magically, Kyle became everyone and nobody else technically existed anymore. After a massive amount of study, it was found that Kyle had stumbled upon a very unexpected sociological loophole Nobody really knew what to do with this newfound discovery, so they decided to do nothing. Kyle continued to be theoretically everyone, and everybody else continued to be theoretically non-existent. That was a mouthful to say. It was a strange time to be alive, yeah. Kyle was everyone. Wait, what? Oh. So after each playthrough, you can actually have different stuff happen. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked number 1 and number 2 show on television. Let me read more. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities are investigating. I want more. I'm getting addicted. Come on. Another grand larceny and crime streak. Oh my god, that's a handful. Evidence points to purple. 1 minute. Perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante recently spotted pursuing larcenists? Carl fails to show up to several charity Bug vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries, donations flourish. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recall techno gem stores blame overuse by customers. Okay. Let's try something new. Scream and spin in circles. Insist. We going 100% in. Carl shoved his produce out of the way, spreading his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. He's beginning to believe. After several minutes, Carl was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled. I'm ready, said Carl. Rachel blinked at Carl, shrugged, and walked over to her seat. Start the interview. Oh my goodness. I got the same ending from the beginning. Yep, I just don't know what to do. How do I get a knife? Because it says, look, inspect rusty locker. It was locked but had a blade-shaped slot on the top. So I need a sort of blade, yeah. But I have no idea where to get it. Scavenge. If I press this, I don't get anything. Oh yeah, heavy. Let's see. I might get the same ending, who knows? Well, it didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. Open the closet. How does changing the way, you know, let's have bugs. Bad food, What haven't I tried? Okay, I just went to YouTube and searched, how to get the rusty or rather, how to open the rusty whatever, I think lock it was. And they were like, there's over 117 endings to this game, so I obviously cannot play all of it, so I have to choose which ones I'm going to play. And there was something I haven't tried actually. Eating Gab. I said I would do it later. Let's eat it. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street. Oh my goodness. Kyle walked out in the middle of the road and took a long pondering look around him. I have no idea what that did, but it did something. That's all I know. Give review of free samples? What? This phone, said Kyle. Oh, okay. It's several years old and has exposed wires coming out of the back. Also, the screen has had issues ever after I used it to hammer nails into the wall. Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave. That did nothing. Okay. Yep, back to this. Okay. I think I'll have to Google it or somehow, find how to do the true ending or whatever. Either way, I cannot just play like this 100% of the time. Yeah. I don't have much time to record. So I'll try getting the true ending or whatever by the end of this. Yep. I just die. Start myself to death. Okay. I'm just going to Google how to get the true ending or whatever, since they mentioned something about something is missing. So I'm guessing there's something important that we need to find out in this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I found a YouTube video that says, well, its title is Kyle is Famous True Ending. So I'm just going to copy it. Yeah, I'm just going to copy it. Kyle is, yeah. The first thing he does is actually wither away. Okay. He goes for bugs. Eat immediately, okay. Sit at desk. Check in desk drawer. Oh, I ruined it, okay. Scavenge, please. Oh no, I again messed. Oh no, I again messed. Oh no. Desk, check in desk drawer, flashlight. He does? Oh my, okay. I ruined it again. Haunt around? Inspect with flashlight. Okay, new stuff is happening. Kyle shined his flashlight into his moist, cave-like closet that had not seen light in years. After several minutes of searching around with the light, Kyle saw something unusual in the back There was a pile of strange items, including. Okay, this is new stuff. A small metal box with a large red button stamped with travel time. Okay, what do I do? Let me see. Just travel time, I guess. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm rushing the game right now, but I have to do it. Open the classic. Yep. Suit of armor. Okay, he chose any question, I think. I don't think it matters. Check locked door. Oh! Flow through as ghost. Oh! Okay, we get to see what's inside. Carl found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Get laser claymore. Checking sewing machine. Check supernatural artifact. What? Get laser. Okay. Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore. Of course he does. Back to hallway. Okay. Leave apartment. Visit downstairs. Oh, they give you this option anyway. Okay, okay. Are we going to consume Gabby? Okay, yeah, that's the only important purpose. Gabby is there for. Just get eaten. Okay, return to apartment. Return to bedroom. Are we going to time travel again? Yeah, we are just wasting time, I think. Are you guilty? Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. We are doing this again, by the way. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, do you? Wait, that's not twitch. What even is? Yeah, that. Guilty of what, do you, Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Both started twitching uncontrollably. Call the police. Exactly. With new phone. Ooh. Hello, police, said Carl. I believe I have found a criminal. Rachel began to run towards the exit. On her way, she swatted Carl's phone out of his hand. Oh no. Is she an actual criminal? Oh no. Ripper. Carl stuck out his leg. Rachel stumbled and crashed to the floor. Wait! Rachel made to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. The social media that mentioned that she was leaving the country. She's a criminal. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Carl produced his laser claymore and brought to first offenses. A grand fight between the two started. Blow was traded for blow, spins, flips. Rachel threw a large swing towards Carl's head. He blocked forcefully, sending himself forward. Carl and Rachel found themselves inches away from each other, face to face, weapons crossed. As they looked at each other, something magical happened. Carl thought about their time as detectives together. Carl thought about her sharp deductions. He thought about her witty, polite answers to his questions. Wait, did she even I don't know. Rachel began to think about how well Carl had prepared just to talk to her. She thought about how he cared for other people. She thought about his focus on bringing joy to others. Carl and Rachel had slowly, insidiously, been falling in love. Carl and Rachel's love broke. They continued to fight back and forth, but their eyes never parted. What is this? The Titanic? I don't know. Rachel spun around, leg out. She kicked Kyle's claymore out of his hand. She grabbed Kyle by the front of the shirt and tugged him close. Perhaps she whispered to him, "The last thing I should steal is your heart." Rachel pecked Kyle on the lips and slid out of the door, disappearing. In the following days, Rachel was not found. Many sums of money and artifacts that had been stolen from museums and banks were returned overnight. Small amounts of the sums were missing. Equal amounts were donated anonymously to homeless charities. Carl's, just giving you a minute. This is like the fourth time. Kyle spit Gabby back out. Spit Gabby? Oh. I knew that was spit. I was like, but that doesn't make sense. Then I realized, oh, it's about Gabby. Back out after his fight with Rachel, she continued to be a vigilante and stopped many crimes. After receiving a note one night under his door, Carl took a sudden vacation to a city in Europe. Although he had stated to his fans it would be a short trip, he never returned. Slowly, Carl fell out of the common mind. News outlets began to cover other topics. Reruns stopped airing. Kyle faded into obscurity. But it's rumored that a couple from the US has started a family on the coast of the British Isles. And they seem quite happy to not be famous anymore. Kyle was famous. I'm guessing that's the ending. I don't care. That was a good ending. We're leaving it at that. So that's the first episode of the Fictional Explorer. It was nice. And it was a good game. I'm not gonna play 117 endings of this game. My goodness. I found this simply because I just searched in YouTube how to beat the game. That's about it. So there was no importance to the the rusty locker or anything like that. It was a funny game. And it still stays a funny game. Yeah. It was fun. An okay start to a channel. Well, it's been fun.